Hi, my name is Shruti and I run Crochet with a Shrew, which is a crochet small business, and I make patterns and plushies, so welcome if you're new. And yeah, subscribe if you want to see more crochet content. And in this video, we're going to be doing a week in the life of crocheting. So I'll be making some orders and packing and shipping them out, and it's going to be a busy one, so let's get started. So last week I was working on a bunch of orders, and I typically ship out my orders on between Tuesday to Thursday. So now it's Monday and I have to finish up a couple of orders before shipping them out. And so we worked on all of this in the last video, but first we have this really funny little guy. This is actually a voodoo doll, and he needs some stitches, details, and button eyes. So a couple of details needed for him. And then we also worked on a small version of kind of like my jumbo sunflower turtle. So it's just with jumbo yarn. So I have the head, the fins, and the shell here. Super pretty, and it kind of needs to be, the head needs to be stuffed, and then I need to crochet the belly part. And then this guy will be all ready. And then similar status for my regular small sunflower turtle. So you can see it's a lot smaller because it's with the regular yarn. I have the head, all the fins, all the parts, just need to do those last steps. And then I have a lion, a little lion head that I worked on last video that is ready, just needs a keychain to be put on it. A tiny little sunflower turtle that is ready to go out. So that's kind of the update on what we have going on this week. And then I do have another order for a kind of star. It's called Akari the Wishing Star, I think is what it's called. It's basically a star with a body, and that one is super cute, but they did request some colors that I don't have, a really pale blue and a really pale yellow. So I need to do a Premier Parfait order. There'll probably be an unboxing for that, but it'll be way later because it takes so long to get to me. And then in terms of other things that I have going on, I have a book club meeting tomorrow, so I need to read this book. This is kind of funny because I started off my whole social media thing with originally a book channel and talking about books, mostly on Instagram. But yes, I'm going to be reading The Strength of the Few by James Islington, I think it's pronounced. And this is the second book in the series. The first one is called The Will of the Many, and it's quite popular, and this one just came out. And the book club read the first book before I joined, I believe, and they really liked it, which is why they decided to pick up the second. So I just finished reading the first one to catch up, and then now I am reading the second one, and we're meeting to go over the first part, and the book is split up into 3 parts. So that is super exciting, but I do have a lot to read by tomorrow evening. Yeah, I'm about 100 pages in, and I have to get to page 271 to finish the first part of the book. So I definitely have a lot to go. So I'm going to be reading this tonight and then maybe working a little bit on some of these turtles. Okay, I don't know how I managed to do this again, but hopefully this is the last time, but I recorded in slow-mo, so here I am in voiceover form to give you guys this little update. But basically, I finished doing the small sunflower turtle and the jumbo sunflower turtle, and the only detail that I had left was to essentially embroider a little smile onto the small sunflower turtle and then do the embroidery for that voodoo doll that we just saw. So here I am going ahead and adding in that little smile, and I just love how these turn out. I feel like I should start making more of the turtles with a little smile. This was a custom request by the customer. And then this is how the voodoo doll turned out, and oh my god, I love him. I did not expect to like it so much, but I basically added all of the little stitching detail, and the only thing I need to do now is add some more hair in the back so it's less sparse, and then I want to replace that safety eye with the button, which is what the customer requested. So yeah, just some final details there, but basically done, and here they all are together, a little funny gang. And yeah, this is the next day. I am going on my commute and finishing up this book because I need to finish reading all of the pages for my book club tonight. other order that we were working on is this line keychain that I actually finished working on the actual crochet part in last week's video. So here I am just going ahead and adding the keychain that they requested. I did tell them the item was going to be a little large for a keychain, but they still wanted it like that. And here he is all finished. I just need to add in the safety eye. Ignore that, but super cute. So now it's time to finally get all these plushies ready to be shipped out. So first I go and get all of these boxes. So as you can tell, these are reuse boxes. I try to reuse them as much as possible just because, you know, they're like one-time use and it is less aesthetic, but I do think it's worth it for the environment. So if you get a reused box from me, that is why. But essentially all I do will figure out which box is the best fit for each plushie, and then I'll use one of my new boxes if I don't have a good fit. And then I will line them up according to the order in which I'm going to print out labels. And it's around this point that I figure out that I've been recording in slow-mo this whole time. So you'll get a little explanation from me on that and then some catch up as well. But yeah, this is my general kind of like shipping process, and here are all the plushies. Okay, so I'm super sad because I recorded a bunch, I was working on a bunch of orders, and then I realized that I was recording in slow-mo again. So I have a new camera, it's like a Sony, I think it's called like Z1F. And if you want more information, I could totally give it to you. And this is like the standard great camera that everyone uses, but I just didn't know how like these modes work, and the power off switch is right next to the mode switch. So I think I was just like accidentally set it to the slow mode at some point and then didn't realize. So I just did some like TikTok searching and regular searching and kind of like learned how to use it a little bit better. But I have done a bunch of stuff, and unfortunately you might be a little bit behind. Hopefully I was able to use some of the other footage and give you a little update. Otherwise, we will just keep going. So the next thing that I'm working on is I am going to clean up this wall, because normally I take my pictures and videos outside, but since it's nighttime, I'm gonna go ahead and do them here because I do want to fully pack these orders out. I don't want to like pack them tomorrow just because I have too much to do. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and clean this. I have my, this is like the Sweet Snuggle Chenille Home Slim size, but now it's obviously mostly Premier Plush yarn since those are no longer there, sad. There are still Sweet Snuggles, I believe. And then if I have two of a ball of yarn, then that goes in my other storage. It doesn't go here. So these are just like the unique balls of yarn that I have. And then this is my Premier Parfait, and then this is the Jumbo yarn. So size 7, and then this is kind of the remainder yarn that I have, but I will of course try and fit it on here, and I might actually need to stand on my chair to reach that area comfortably. We will see. And here I am now recording all of my content. So I typically will take videos and pictures. I like to save all of the items that I make in like kind of like a 2026 Notion page. So yeah, that was the black shark with a bunch of green eyes. This is the voodoo doll. Honestly, a ton of like unique orders, but this is a classic. It is my tiny sunflower turtle pattern, and you can kind of see like how my takes look, and then I will, you know, edit this up before it goes into like short form content. So I'll like play around with the transitions and things. And then we have the 2 stress balls. I love these. They're so fun to play with and very, very popular. Okay, and then we have the jumbo sunflower turtle in the smallest size. And we have the lion keychain, another like custom one that was really fun to work on and turned out super cute. And then another classic, the small sunflower turtle. So yeah, so many orders going out this week. And then I started working on some painted safety eyes. This is going to be my first collection. I am so excited about them. Okay, I have no idea how much footage I've been getting for this video because truly I think I've lost so many clips to that slow mode. Okay, I have a super exciting announcement. This is the first time I've ever done this on my shop. I am launching a completely new item and kind of in a different theme. It is plushie related, but I am finally releasing my own painted safety eyes. And this is kind of full circle for me because I used to paint a lot growing up. That's actually one of my paintings. And obviously this does not require the same amount of skill, but it is something that I enjoy doing. And I can't. It's so beautiful. Okay, you probably can't see it super well. And I'm just like playing around with how to best like package it, but I just did some like hand lettering for this, but I'll read out the different names and the different things that we have. So it's called like the Crystal Candy Collection, and I had so much fun with all the naming, honestly. And the first one is, so like since it's like crystal candy, I tried to like come up with names that were in that theme. So first we have like sugared amethyst, and these are these really pretty, I'll just cover myself. Okay. These like really pretty sparkly blue, and it looks a little bit darker on camera, but they're actually quite light, like medium purple, I would say. Like that, yeah, that's kind of the more true color. Next, we have rose quartz, and these are kind of like a pinky purple, like more like a magenta. Really like those. And we have candied emerald, and these are the green ones, and I really like these. I was a little bit afraid because I feel like green is always kind of a unique color, but love how it turned out. And then finally, my favorite, we have frosted aquamarine. I thought a lot about the name for that one. I was also thinking like sea glass could be nice. But yeah, these are these like really pretty light blue, and you can see that shimmer is just crazy. So I'm so excited to list the Crystal Candy collection of safety eyes. I'll have them with both the white kawaii eyes, the black ones, and then as well as the centered black ones. So all of the options will be available. I noticed that like most people sell these like individually, but I feel like it makes more sense just to sell it as a collection so you have all the options. I'll also have different like sizes, so I'm gonna have to see what the Etsy listing lets me do in terms of like how many different options you can pick, like if you can pick one, if you can pick the pack, if you can pick the colors, etc, etc. And yeah, so that's what I have going on with these. I'm gonna take some pictures tomorrow and then hopefully have a listing out soon. And then I'm probably just gonna like pop these ones out and then put the black ones to take pictures of those as well so people can get an idea of what they both look like. But yeah, and then obviously like I think once if I end up selling these at all, like if they do well, I could like productionize this a little bit more just so that it's a little bit easier, because this took me a while to do and it's like obviously, as you can tell, like not super aligned. But I think it's like a prototype. It turned out pretty cute. I had a lot of fun making these. And yeah, I can't wait to use them. I feel like I'm gonna list them and then immediately use all of these, and I'll have to make more if people order them. But I think like a whole video just like batch prepping a bunch of eyes, even just like for myself to use, would be so nice. And if people want to know how I did it, I'm happy to share that. I will say these are super budget friendly versions. Another thing I need to do, which I might do right now really quick before I go to bed, is look at how much I should charge for these. So I'll just like take a look at, you know, how much other people generally charge, what the typical pricing is, and then also how much, of course, I spent making them and my time and effort. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for my update. I think I should have showed you all of the packages that we got ready. So tomorrow we are gonna go ahead and film these, ship all of that out, and that'll be it for like kind of like this week's worth of orders. Technically today's Wednesday, and I was originally doing my week in the lives where it ends on Sunday, but I do want to switch it around so that we have weeks that end on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, because one of those 3 days is the day that I ship out my orders. So it has like a much smoother conclusion to the videos because you'll actually see the orders being packed and they're going out, versus when I ended on Sunday like last week, all you would have seen is like, oh, there's a bunch of plushies that are like almost done and need the final touches. So you wouldn't have seen the final touches, which is of course there in this video. So I am considering making this like one video, which is mainly like me packing, announcing the Crystal Candy collection, and just like finishing up all of those orders. And then next week we can have like this kind of new weekly structure, if that makes sense. But yeah, I am happy that you're here for this update. Like, I feel like I need someone to talk to about this right now. And so I just like love the colors. Maybe I'll take out 2 of them and show you just in case with the purple background it wasn't super clear. But okay, but here are the blue ones. As you can see, they're like super shimmery and sparkly, slightly multicolored, and very like bright ocean blue, like cerulean blue. Like, you know, the blue in like the summer in like Hawaii. That's kind of the color I was going for. So yeah, that's it. Might be one of my most exciting videos yet. Hi, so I have my coffee. I was feeding for something super sugary. So I'm here to drop off my packages. So I just drove to USPS and let me show you how many packages we have. There are so many. So these are all the packages. I'm definitely gonna have to take them in 2 batches and you won't be able to see anything else because I will be too busy holding these to also hold you. Okay, I'm insane because I took all of that in one trip. I just like did like a massive pile and everyone in there probably thought I was insane, but this was great. Literally, I don't think this took more than like 5 minutes out of my commute to work. So very efficient. And yeah. Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for coming along on a very chaotic week while we tried to balance everything and finish up so many orders. And I'm so happy that I got these all shipped out. And yeah, come back for the next one.